Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the 71st episode of PandTha Talks.
Hello.
This week, we will have no real introduction because there's so much to cover in such a small frame of time. So, what I'm going to
Tell me
suggest,
about it.
Will, you can confirm or deny whether this sounds like a good idea.
Terrible idea.
Fuck you. Considering we will be starting a stream at roughly between 5:30 and 6. We can probably cover a little throughout because we will have some time in between the streams, most likely, like about 10-15 minutes to half an hour. So anything that I forget to cover here, we can always cover during the stream as well. Sound like a plan?
Sounds like a plan.
Cool. So the stream that's going on later today, it will be posted about in a bit by our social media manager and community manager, so that's all covered.
They won't hear about this until tomorrow.
Oh yeah, but
it's later in the day for us.
Yeah, the community manager is going to be posted on all socials anyway, so it's all covered there. And that'll be posted today because I've already given them a heads up, plenty of time. So that's all good. So without any further, realistically, we are ready immediately to get into it because no introduction for a change. All I can say is I've been posting non-stop since the start of Summer Games Fest, and it's been insanity. So let's get into this shit.
Let's.
Here we go. So, to start with, the first thing that got announced, Lego Horizon. I did not know how to feel about this because it's a Lego game of the Horizon Zero Dawn.
That was my first thought whenever you said that, but it sounded too stupid. But apparently a thing.
It does, doesn't it? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep a second tab up just so I can show you these things. So, Lego Horizon. It's literally a Lego game. Go away, YouTube. Of Horizon Zero Dawn. I don't know how to feel about it still. Because this is the first time we've ever seen a game being turned into a Lego game. It doesn't happen. The best part is people are saying this game looks like it's got more personality to it than the actual Horizon Zero Dawn games.
No.
And to an extent, I have to agree. So yeah,
games are just so good though, man. Like
exactly. Like I'm honestly shocked by this entire situation. But hey, people seem to absolutely love it. It's a fair play to them.
Go for it then.
Also, it's a day one release for PC. Never
Sony?
hear that. Yeah, I know. A Sony game that's coming day one. Insanity.
Wow.
So, Will, you probably don't remember this. There was a game I used to play on Steam back when I first started out. And it was called No More Room in Hell. Now, this game was pretty interesting because basically, if you got bit or scratched, there was a chance you would turn into a zombie. There's also just regular death, obviously. But if you turned into a zombie, you didn't have to tell your teammates. So you were playing with your friends, and then just randomly you might turn into a zombie when you're all stuck in a room together trying to defend. And you'd slaughter. Yeah, you'd slaughter your team. It was a really impressive game, and it's been free for like ever. Well, they finally, after all these years, announced No More Room in Hell 2, which is what you can see on my wishlist just there. And honestly, graphically, it has taken a very large step, as you can see. It's kind of impressive how far they've actually come with the graphics. But it's looking pretty bloody stunning. And considering I played so much of it, I was like, you know what? Stick that on my wish list. I'm excited to see a lot more of that. And if they keep it free like they did on the first one, even better. but apparently it's a massive replayable map, endless replayable horror,
What is it? Just
melee.
co-op?
Yeah, co-op.
All right, I'm
It
intrigued.
it was the first one was really enjoyable for what it was. The second one, I'm really intrigued to see more because, I mean, as you can see from that, it looks phenomenal with graphics. So
I really hope it's not one of those ones where they force you to play with all 8 players.
they don't. Well, they didn't at least on the first one because I remember playing
Yeah,
it. I remember playing co-op with
that's a long
just
time
3.
ago though.
Yeah, that is very true.
You know what games have been like these days.
Oh, too
They
true.
make us do things we don't want to do, so we just stop playing the game, and they don't seem to get that.
Yeah, it's becoming more and more prevalent now, isn't it? So, Quidditch. Yes,
Hmm.
they've made a Quidditch game.
Okay.
Now, I'm going to show you the footage. I've got a bad feeling it's going to
Oh
be
my
FIFA-ish.
god, it looks
Looks awful.
doesn't. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought the same.
What?
It looks like it's got some personality to it, and I've got to give it that much for free. Like, personality-wise, it has some. Fair play. But I have a slight worry that it's going to turn into, like, just magical FIFA.
I
Due
mean,
to
look at the
that.
bloody pitch, yeah.
Yeah, that's why I feel that way. And if it does, I've immediately lost most
Mm,
interest. So, I'm not really going to go much further into that one, but
that's
this
sort of
is
one we're just gonna have to wait and see what it turns into.
yeah, exactly that.
Why does it sound like? Why does it sound like Disney so much?
I know, right? Comes out September 3rd. So that's always a bonus. We can find out pretty quickly. But that's only on PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 4 from the looks of things. So
Screw
wait and
us, I
see.
guess.
Oh yeah. Do you remember Gmod Jailbreak?
No, not really. Kind of,
Basically,
maybe.
you're all locked in cells and you've all got to escape. Some people playing cops, some people are
Yeah, yeah.
playing.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't
So
really play it, but I know it.
a game has been announced called Cuff Bust. I sent you something on TikTok regarding this.
Yeah.
It looks like insanity, but it looks so much fun. I mean, you can basically take one item from the looks of things. Oh no, you can pick up multiple. But it just looks so dumb. And honestly, I'm all for it. You can see sort of the multiple options you've got to escape and get around
I
and
wonder
what
if
you
it's
can
going to be
do.
like just procedurally generated. So you get
If it
around like
was,
different layout of maps each time, so the game has replayability.
that would be quite fun. It definitely feels, don't get me wrong,
Oh my
very,
god!
yeah, it
I did
feels
not watch the
very,
whole way through to that part.
it feels very
Oh,
Among Us,
oh, jeez.
but it's got
They're
so
just
many
kind of
extra
giving away all the
features.
gameplay here.
That's my worry. But it looks like some really dumb fun. As I said, I am fully for that. Just dig your way out. I just thought I have to show this trailer because I saw it and I was like, yeah, this is great. The helicopter has been stolen.
So there's
Diddums for you.
a lot of players in one.
Anti-air is not fun.
Nope.
And they're just sat there smoking spliffs. So yeah, Cuff Bust.
Maybe I don't.
I don't think anyone really knows what to think about it, but it just looks so funny. Escape prison with friends by equipping tools, evading guards, and executing your breakout plan, destructible environments, proximity chat, a multitude of escape routes, and 20-player lobbies.
I think proximity chat has to be one of the greatest things ever.
Oh, yeah. It's just so dumb, and I'm all there for it.
Absolutely.
So yeah, that was one game that I came across that I was like, you know what? Yeah, all for it. We got a little more Outlaws footage, but I'm not really going to comment on it because the full footage comes out on Monday because that's the Ubisoft Direct. So we'll have to wait for that realistically, but it did show a little more and it does look pretty nice. Neva, I commented on briefly. Let's have a look because it's been a while. Oh yeah, it was this. So the art style looks phenomenal. I cannot argue with that. The art does look really nice, and it's from the creators of Gris, but I definitely wouldn't play it.
No, these are never my style of games.
It's the same for me. It looks stunning, don't get me wrong, but personally, I could not get myself into this. But if it's your sort of thing, neither. There you go. Sid Meier's Civilization 7 was announced. Because,
How are they still going?
I don't even know. They didn't show any gameplay. It was a cinematic trailer. Gameplay.
I mean, what can they possibly change up?
I don't know. I really don't. But they're bringing out gameplay in August, so there's another convention and direct set in August, so there's more to go over then. Wukong the Monkey King. That was weird because alright, Wukong Black Myth. They didn't show any like sort of gameplay, just oh yeah, just what I want to see while I'm trying to load up a video. Thanks.
Always.
So they just kind of showed this cinematic trailer, as you can see. Slowly just comes in and then you can see all the gods.
Huh.
Now,
it.
It's an interesting cinematic, and it comes out August 20th of this year, so we're definitely going to see more as time goes on. But I've got a feeling it's going to be a Souls-like RPG.
Yeah, I can see that.
Single-player action RPG developed by Game Science. Don't get me wrong, graphically, if it's anything like the cinematic, it's going to look really well. It's going to look really nice. Oh, wait.
That is always the misleading part, is they like
There's
to
actual
do that.
gameplay. 3 years ago. Never even saw this.
Hang on, 3 years ago? What?
Yeah, 3 years ago. So this
Really
is
getting
3
hit with
years
ads.
later. We are today. What the hell, YouTube? Why is my ad block not working? I'm so disappointed.
Skip ad.
Yeah. So I'm just going to skip ahead a little so we can actually take a look. So graphically, it still seems reasonably on point. I can't argue with that.
I think your quality is a bit low.
Yeah, it is. 720p. Let's go up a little. There we go. That's 1080. That's best I can get on this.
I can't. Obviously, I've got Discord POV here, so
yeah. So we can see in the bottom left corner like a stamina, probably like mana and health bar. Definitely Dark Soulsy.
Yeah, it's definitely heavy into that kind of style of fighting too.
Yeah, not my sort of thing, but overall, for those sort of players, it looks like it could be some good fun. So, fingers crossed for whoever's interested in that sort of thing. I mean, 317,000 people liked it, so I can see some fans of that sort of series.
Yeah, there'll definitely be people that will like it.
Oh yeah, there was 2 VR games announced.
Okay.
Well, I think so. Asgard's Wrath was definitely one. I'm not having much luck with this search bar today. So Asgard's Wrath was one of the VR games that was announced. Not having much luck with ads either. This is a 2 of 2. There we are. It seems like a action adventure VR game. It's only single player, sadly.
Nah,
but
very tough.
Any new VR game is a bonus at this point. But this was reviewed 5 months ago, so
we definitely just need more developers doing more VR.
Yeah,
to like
I am fully
really
with you
get
there.
it like fully in the market because it's there, but
Oh
there's
yeah,
not enough interest. There's just not enough going on with it.
that's weird. I could have sure it was called Asgard's Wrath. Oh, yeah, it's just a new trailer.
Hmm.
It it looks really random at times, but I am intrigued to see what comes out of it, and I'll probably get my hands on at some point. But it's a MetaQuest store, from what I can see, so we'll see about that. Once Human, that was an interesting one. I actually have that on my wish list. There was a lot of demos that released as well, Will, so expect that.
I mean, depending on how long things could take, whenever we have these breaks in between different topics and stuff for the stream later, we can maybe try and get a few of them downloaded.
Oh yeah, I mean a lot of them are going to be like solos, but we can give them a try and give us our opinions on it while we're at it. So it gives us a lot to do. This was Once Human.
Was that crap?
I'm honestly still not completely sure about it, but it seems fascinating.
Hmm.
It's a, from what I remember, survival MMORPG without the MMO bit, and it's a PvP.
Wow.
PvVP, that's it. Yeah, it's a lot of weird stuff all at once, but graphically it looks quite nice. As I said in my tweet here, Once Human looks interesting-ish. It's one of those that I'd say would be worth checking out as the environment looks amazing, but what the game is like is a wait and see. Warhammer Space Marines, I'm not a big fan, so I probably won't talk about this in much detail, but if you like those games, Warhammer Space Marines 2 is coming out, so interesting. New game from the mind of the Persona developers is coming out as well. As you can see, I'm just speeding past some of these. Batman Arkham VR.
You're going to enjoy that one, surely.
Oh, yeah. It won't be on here, though. It's a MetaQuest exclusive. So I think it's like Batman Arkham Shadow. Here it is. So the trailer was announced. Just go away. I don't want to see this. If the graphics in this look anything like what they're going to show in the game, I'm hyped already.
There's a new darkness overtaking Gotham, driving the city mad.
The fire just all of a sudden all appeared at once.
Kind of trying to show that as the shadow casts, everything changes.
I see now.
Fear is their weapon. But they're not the only ones who can use it. The Rat King will stop at nothing to destroy my city. How far will I go to destroy him?
Now, as much as I'm interested, the only bit that concerns me is graphically they could have done tons better if they'd have stuck it on PC rather than MetaQuest exclusive.
That is true.
That is where my concern lies, because they've always known to be good.
Maybe this is to be a push for the MetaQuest.
I
See how
think
far
it
they
is.
can take it because the 3 did pretty well for itself as far.
Oh yeah,
from what I heard. You certainly enjoyed it anyway.
I still am, mate. Street Fighter, they've released more content. As I said in my tweet there, it looks like a more amusing anime than it does a fighter game. I don't know how to pronounce this one. It's either Tears of Metal or Tears, so we'll take it as it goes.
Tears sounds correct.
Yeah.
But then you're thinking maybe it's a robot crying. I don't know. Bender, is that you?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you can see my post here. What is this magnificent mayhem? I would spend too many hours relaxing to the insanity of this game. Hearing that from me is a concern, yeah?
Not really, no. That sounds normal.
I don't know what it is, but
The
yeah,
Scots rebel.
they did.
It feels like something you'd see on one of the things on Netflix, you know, the Love, Death, and Robots.
Oh yeah,
Just like it's got that art style of one of the episodes on there.
it does. But you cannot tell me you would not just mess around with the mayhem of this. I just literally watched it. I was like, what the fuck am I watching? And then as time went on, I was just sort of like, you know what? I would definitely just enjoy the gore of this. Like, for such a weird art style, the gore and everything is really on point. So yeah, Tears of Metal. I'm still fascinated by that one. Dragon Ball game number 782 was announced.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's about as much as I'm touching that one.
Don't blame me, honestly.
FPS Delta Force Hawk Ops. Reason I'm coming to here for that is because it's on Steam. It's coming soon, but it's free to play. So it's a free to play first person tactical shooter. It will have a premium part to it, which is a full Black Hawk Down style campaign, which I believe is also a co-op campaign. That looks a lot more interesting, in my opinion, than the actual campaign of the co-op and the multiplayer. But it's all like a tactical FPS. Looks quite interesting. I just want to see more of the actual full-on gameplay or get my hands on it, because some of it does feel a little floaty and a bit off. But it looks nice. I've got to give them that. And it's definitely my sort of thing to...
Can't wait to die to a crocodile. Yep, there. Good time to pause
What
that.
a time. Oh yeah, just twist the guy. Just twist Mr.
No,
Crocky.
that's the death roll that the crocodiles do. He
Oh,
shouldn't have
yeah.
his hand attached anymore.
Oh no.
But games, yay.
Yeah. As I said, I'm intrigued, but I need to see more. Fatal Fury. It's a fighting style game. Very much retro-y. Definitely under the Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter sort of thing. Battle Crush. It's an interesting premise for a Super Smash Bros. Style game, where basically the entire map just slowly disappears. Yeah, it's interesting from what I saw in the trailer.
It honestly just sounds like another bloody Fortnite. You know, Battle Royale, that's the one I'm looking. Instead of Giant Storm or whatever you want coming in.
Yeah,
the
well,
world just falls apart.
the reason I say this is because it's definitely Super Smash Bros. Style. Go away. Opera. Boo.
Cyberpunk.
So, a lot of it's a cinematic trailer. But even from that, you can kind of get where it's going. So this is what it looks like.
Why does it look like this Supercell game?
But as I said, the map disappears.
It's weird.
Yeah. Not my cup of tea, but some people will absolutely adore it. Mecha Break, if you like mecha games, it's there. I'm not really going to go too much farther into that. Blumhouse. Now, I really want to talk about this. Blumhouse is a horror studio. They make a lot of films for the horror franchises, that sort of thing. Now, they've announced that they're going to be making the Five Nights at Freddy's sequel for the film, but they've decided to move into gaming, which I find fascinating because what they've done is they've decided, well, you know what? We've got all this money already. We want to go into games. Why
Let's
not
invest.
just be a publisher and find some of the weirdest little horror games that people want to make in the indie and smaller studios, and we'll take them on and we'll publish them and we'll put some of the money forward for it to help these developers push something new.
Interesting.
They've got 5 games ready to come out. Well, that are going to be coming out, and they look insane. Hush! God. I've not having much luck today, but this is not a Blumhouse game, as you can tell. That there are children.
I mean, there could always be dead children.
Yeah, that'd be Blumhouse. And here we go. So, this is what they showed us.
Dark times await us. Vengeance will take shape.
Oh.
I know, right?
Why they? Is this multiple games they're showing,
Yeah,
or
multiple.
Okay.
I am terrified to sleep, and I am scared to death to stay.
If you look in the bottom left corner, it's telling you what the game is.
Yeah.
Any ghosts actually show up, I'll protect you. Amy, I'll save you, no matter what. Just go home, Viv. Amy!
The local police department asked me to help with a case. Why would they need a game designer? It should have some developer mode.
What? What? That one seems interesting.
Dark times await us.
Now, not to be funny, but that is probably one of the best ways I've seen any company enter the gaming industry.
That was pretty fucking awesome.
Yeah, you can't even argue with it. It's like, what the hell? Then it went from something amazing like that to Hasbro Retro Arcade, which turned out to be a retro Power Rangers game.
Okay.
Moving straight on from that. Deer and Boy, I love the art style for the game. It's not the sort of thing I would typically play, but it looks okay. It's one of the cutesy style.
I saw the Deer and Boy, and it just made me think of that stupid little game you play with your friends where, like, one guy's a hunter and the rest pretend to be deers.
Yeah. It's basically that sort of thing. But the deer grows as the time goes on, and they'll help you get to new
See
locations.
Sweet Tooth below as well. Just makes me think of the Dwayne Johnson being Bambi.
Kingdom 2 Deliverance got a new trailer. If you don't know, I'm a massive fan of this game. The first one, that is. I loved it. And the reason is, you basically choose what skills to go into. And I don't mean skills like stealing alone. No, not just them.
Blacksmithing?
How about learning to read, learning to write,
Oh wow, so
religion?
you're really like at the bottom. You're really
You are
starting from the start.
Yeah, you are a peasant's son who had to escape his town because of a war. And that's how the first one begins. It is insane how much depth is in it, but it is so much fun. It is one of the most advanced RPGs I ever played. And still to this day, the sword mechanics are insane. Because you actually have to choose where you're going to strike from. And you've got to be quick. It's in depth as hell, a bit challenging. Even like learning to use a bow, shield, learning to joust, all that stuff is all skills. You learn it all, and you can steal and do whatever the hell you want. You can be put into prison, all that shit. There's so much you can do. It's genuinely insane. But I got drunk with a priest. Me and the priest ended up hiring a prostitute. Yeah, there was a lot going on. But that was a fun one. He then taught me how to read. So yeah, that was fun. So the sequel coming out, I'm all for that. It sounds like it's going to be great. Silent Hill creator is making a new game. And all I said immediately was, this is going to be dark. And then they showed it. Yeah, but they showed what they had. And honestly, I'm not the sort of person who would typically play one of these style of games. But even to me, this was intriguing. This is called Slitterhead.
Do you just slit her head? Is that all you do?
Something like that.
Oh! I think I might know what happened.
Yeah, you wish.
What the fuck?
You are that parasite.
Oh shit, that's awesome.
Yeah, I thought the same. Especially considering that person who just jumped out of, they're now on the floor.
I don't know if you've ever watched it. There's an anime called Parasite that's really good.
Yeah, it's phenomenal.
And then there recently was a Netflix live action show called Parasite released. Now, the English version of it is awful because then like nothing lines up. So I was watching it in its original language and just using subtitles. It's pretty cool. It's not terrible, but it's a similar sort of thing where the parasite couldn't connect with the host in time because the host was dying, and that's the story it goes off of.
Well, so this is very
the parasite completely taking over the body. It's coexisting, and now its best interest is to keep the host alive.
Yeah. This one seems to be more, you can switch between anyone, and it actually needs you to do that because each person has a different ability for the parasite to use. And you're fighting other parasites.
Oh, that was cool.
I've never seen a game with this sort of idea and platforming abilities. And humans aren't the only ones.
I love how the parasite just projectile launches out of their skull to get to a different one.
Oh, yeah. I must eliminate them all. The bodiless. Hokai hunts down the brain-devouring slitterheads lurking in the alleys of the neon-lit city. Now, I saw that trailer and immediately went, yes. This looks... I'm not the sort of person to play one of these, but this looks so much fun. And I'm interested to see what sort of story they create with it. Killer Bean. It still looks fun. They brought out more gameplay. All I can tell you is, it's Killer Bean. It is still insanity. It always will be. And I don't think this game will ever change.
Oh my god.
It's dumb as hell, and that is all it's here for. They've added a full story to it, where you were an assassin hired by this secret corporation, and they now want to kill you, so you're trying to wipe them all out.
It's got more in-depth reloading than any Call of Duty game I've ever seen.
I know, right?
Yeah, she put one of the fucking dual-wield guns down to reload one, then pick the other one back up and reload it.
It's insane. It's made by one guy, apparently. But it looks stupidly in-depth, and I'm all for it.
Bean aside, dude.
Oh, complete bean aside.
Just really suplex them in the dumpster.
Yep. Zombies as well, obviously.
Okay.
Can you see why this is on my wish list? It's just mindless, dumb fun, and I'm all for
Oh,
So yeah, Killer Bean got more footage and gameplay and some story elements, and honestly, I'm all for that. Ken, it's just another climbing game. I'm massively into that sort of stuff. If you're not, no real point in honestly continuing with that conversation. It does look like it's got love given to it, and I'm all for that. Wonder Stop. What I liked about this, by the way, 90% of games that were announced literally was shown for everyone. Like, they were accessible for PC pretty much all the time. So this was created by the creator of Stanley Parable.
oh.
It's about a coffee shop, but you just see this person, sorry, tea shop. You see this person that slowly get angrier and angrier. Especially this bit. Which is what actually got my interest. I'm not too bothered by all the cutesy stuff, but you're showing me someone who really wants to go and slaughter people. Okay, I'm for that. I'm interested. As I'm sure Will is very similar. Unknown 9. This is the reason, by the way, guys, why I said this is going to be a single episode by itself, because there's just so much. We're 37 minutes in.
Wait, actually? Holy shit.
Yeah, this is... I don't even know how far we're in. Unknown 9, I don't even fully grasp. Oh, that right. It's like you are not just in our world, but you're also in like a spirit realm that you can control.
I got instantly made me think of Avengers.
Yeah.
The wizards where they can knock your soul from your body.
Oh, Doctor Strange and that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It the art and graphics look phenomenal. That's one thing that I had to say a lot, because honestly, there was a lot of care shown. But I'm more intrigued about what's actually going to be involved. Oh yeah, you can take over your enemies briefly. Which, just making an enemy shoot a explosive next to them sounds really enjoyable.
Yep.
Assisted suicide, I think they call it.
I think in this case, right, that's just straight homicide.
Yeah, true. But if no one knows...
Well, you just make sure you leave no one alive so that there is no one to know.
Yeah. I didn't get a name for these two. Sorry, I got a name for that one, just not this one. Souls-like, where your mask determines your build. Now...
A strange-sounding concept.
Yeah, basically, every enemy, every boss, has a mask. When you kill the boss, you take the mask. Then you can become them. Yeah, I can see kind of why. First Dependent. Oh, First Descendant. Sorry, my autocorrect was going mental.
Dependent. Didn't realize you had a child.
Oh, mate, there's a worse one later. First Descendant is a third-person looter-shooter powered by Unreal Engine 5. Become a descendant, fight for the
Unreal Engine 5, what's the
cinematic.
specs real quick? Okay, not as bad as I
much
thought.
Yeah. Descendants have unique abilities to tackle both solo and co-op missions up to 4-player. Use mechanics to defeat giant bosses. Be the first Descendant.
Be the first dependent.
Yeah, I know, right? So it looks interesting, but my big thing about it was when we actually get some like idea of gameplay sort of thing. It seems like it's gonna be one of them.
Sorry, dude just threw a black hole sort of type grenade and then just ran straight towards it.
Exactly that. This is the thing. There's no actual gameplay there.
Yeah.
And I'll need to see gameplay before I touch this game, to be honest with you. It's one of those that it looks okay in cinematic, but cinematic is not what we need. We need gameplay.
Yeah. Cinematics lie a lot.
So the Among Us team, they've done something.
What the fuck?
Yeah, they're making a TV show, but we'll not touch that with a 10-foot barge pole, don't worry. But they've done something really good. They've created an indie fund, and basically they're going to help fund developers who don't have the money to basically produce their games. They're going to be able to apply for this fund so that they can take some of the money from the fund to help develop ideas that would never have been done otherwise. Seeing a game that blew up during COVID and just earned so much money from nowhere, give back to the community that helped make them who they are today, is insanity. AAA devs, take notes.
Don't forget the quadruple A devs.
Oh yeah, that too. Fucking Ubisoft. Sonic X Shadow Generations looks as expected, so I'll take it as a win. Dune Awakening Survival MMO looks interesting. Be more interested when I see what the gameplay is. That was an opinion I held pretty often through the night. There was very little to do with gameplay at times, so I kind of want to see more regarding that. Battle Aces had way too much going on during the initial cinematic, but the RTS gameplay looks pretty reasonable. So, Battle Aces is a RTS, as I said, which I'm sure gets Will pretty interested. It's free as well, or will be. But the cinematic is just dumb as hell, in my opinion.
I mean, if you're playing an RTS, you're not like... What...
Right, this is what we saw for the trailer. I didn't know what the hell I was expecting. And it just, honestly, it started to give me a headache. There was just too much going on. I couldn't really keep track. I was like, what the fuck is this? Then I found out it's an RTS. Basically...
I don't like these styles.
Yeah, they've decided to make a
Annoys me.
fast-paced and action-oriented. Oriented. There we go. Oriented? Yeah, oriented. There we go. Fuck me, can't say words today. Real-time strategy. I know, right? Where you defend your base, advance your tech, all the usual stuff. But it seems like you're in closer proximity than you typically would be in normal games, so a bit weird. Season 3 of the finals has been announced. It's in Japan. Looks interesting. Still never played the finals, so...
And not just another battle royale.
Yeah, pretty much. But it's got its large differences from typical battle royale games.
Yeah, I know. Still another battle royale.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. Alan Wake 2 DLC, Night Springs, brings back 3 of the most beloved characters. One of them being from the looks of things, Control, if you remember that game. So I'm intrigued to see how they pull that one together, but everyone was very hyped for that. New World expansion, it's just an MMORPG. Dark and Darker. I liked the look of it, but I couldn't understand why the skeletons were bleeding.
There was loads of gameplay.
Yeah, there was.
It was in I think an open beta or something, or a closed beta at the very least, or
Yeah, it
something.
was.
Anyway,
Now it's free.
I didn't care for it.
I downloaded it, and there's the reviews after one night.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's not doing too well at all. And from what I understand, it's a free-to-play demo. Because basically you can't use better gear than white unless you pay.
Right then. So what the fuck's the point of having the free to play bullshit?
Exactly. Basically, you really can't go above base gear unless you pay them money, which I find so scummy.
Honestly, I just didn't like it from the look of the fact that it just looks like everyone needs some WD-40 on their bones because everyone's moving so goddamn slow with everything they do.
Yeah, exactly. Hyper Light Breaker. Apparently, I added this one to my wish list. Oh yeah, it's just a hack and slash game, and I like these sort of things to just like turn off my brain to. So I was like fully for this. Looks interesting. Co-op campaign. I'm sure I can find some people to fucking drag into this. So that was pretty much what that was for. On to the next thing. What the heck is M-Corp? Then I found out. It's a new skate game. Now, if you don't know, I love Skate. But, yeah, it literally just says, we're still working on it. My only issue is, it will not, sadly, have PC. Here it is.
I mean, I'm guessing that there's going to be multiplayer.
Oh, yeah. Multiplayer co-op and all that. I just want them to bring it on PC after all this time. Like, come on, guys. See, what I remember about Skate was breaking your bones in some of the most horrific ways possible.
Oh, yeah. Just hearing the crunches, going splat, slamming your face off of a pole that's in the air, just clotheslining yourself midair.
Exactly. So, console playtesting coming this fall.
I mean, they're not ruling it out.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm still concerned. Palworld's got an update. Palworld new update looks absolutely amazing. Just what I needed. More defenseless creatures to enslave. Higher.
Mm-hmm.
I will now show you this trailer. Came out 1 day ago. As you can... Go away, Shopify. No one likes you. You're adopted.
I mean, I know the game is animated as it is, but it's just going into anime style now.
Oh, I know, right? They're finally bringing Xbox dedicated servers. Took a little bit, but they're getting there.
What?
Yeah, what game doesn't have a fucking stronghold that's an oil rig. Like, seriously.
Even Russ has it.
Yeah, exactly. PvP, new factions and bosses. I think that was it for this update. So yeah, more insanity to come from Power World.
It's in a couple of weeks too.
Yeah. Squad Busters, that was an advert that I've never want to see again. It was beyond dumb. Monster Hunter Wilds, as I said, enjoy to all the fans of that. Phantom Blade Zero. Gameplay looks like pretty reasonable Souls-like, nice and gory, that's about it. And just like that, after 50 minutes, we finally got to the end of the Summer Games Fest.
A lot went on.
Yeah, that's just Summer Games Fest, considering there's been multiple other since then. And we haven't even touched them yet.
Oh dear.
So all I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly cover the main points I feel are interesting. So there's this little games console someone made. There's a black and white little retro console, but it's $200.
Why does it look like you have to hand crank it as you play it?
No, apparently they've added that for some of the games. I think it's a really cool little thing, and it's a nice little gimmick, but... Is it a gimmick? Nah, yes it is. Oh, the crank.
Hell? Yeah.
Okay. Apparently it's an analog stick. Okay. Well, as you can see, they're basically bringing all sorts of little games that are all black and white. You can take a look at all this yourself. But yeah, interesting to see. And honestly, it seems like a cool little bit of tech to have get your hands on. Garden of the Sea was a VR game. They're now making a actual standalone. So that was interesting. There was a few little things like Into the Emberlands, which I thought was quite interesting. But there wasn't anything really too major from Wholesome Direct.
Crab God.
Yes, all hail the one true crab god. Obviously, that's all I really heard about. It was bizarre. Sally got my interest. There was another one though that I didn't post about, but Shane told me about, my partner. And it was called... Give me one moment to grab the details. It was called Tides of Tomorrow. Now, you'll probably hold in question why that may have interested me so much. It's a single-player game, okay?
Mm-hmm.
But your friends impact your game.
Yeah.
Watch and see.
Welcome to Pleasureland, my friend. Best place to... Wait, you look familiar. Welcome to Pleasureland, my friend. I'll introduce you to the joys of this amazing place. You okay? You're not going to die, right?
You'll learn what it costs to steal from Obin.
I hope it's the right one.
They have the same clothes.
Wait, that's not the thief. But it was your friend who did it, right? I made the mistake. You want to talk to me? Get on your knees first. Bastard! You won't get away with it. Your friend escaped with my Ozen. And now, you'll pay for it.
That was a bit weird.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Interesting but weird.
Yes.
Yeah. So you can leave things for one of your friends who will play it, but at the same time, what your friends do can impact your story. Which sounds insane. But I missed this trailer, so I had to go back and watch it. But it looks like a lot of fun. Mainly because I would just choose some of the most weirdest and random stuff
Just
to
try
fuck
and
with my
absolutely
friends.
fuck over the other person.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Well, you wanted that knife? Nope.
Yeah, sure, I'll leave you a knife. It'll just be on the back of the chair. Don't worry about it. You're not gonna get it.
It's gonna be where you sit.
Yeah. So there were a lot of people who liked a lot of the cutesy stuff. I mean, as I said here, Moonstone Islands, aka Stardew 782. But I must admit, it did look good, and power to them. If you do well, it's an amazing genre. Traveler's Rest follows the last Stardew game I mentioned. So there was one straight after each other. Umami Grove. Random VR game. I don't like you, Wix. Go away. This is why I'm using my personal YouTube when it comes to the streaming here a bit, so that we don't get any adverts.
Is this a Stardew in VR?
It feels it.
What on earth? But it's enough
Except
work
with-
to do in real life. I ain't gonna do this in a fucking VR game. What? What the
But the reason I wanted to pull this up is because it's showing development from VR devs, which is what we need. And the developer seems relatively competent. So yeah, something very simplistic, but that's what it is. And honestly, I'm all for that. Oh yeah, Super Tale of the Stolen Potato. I have to mention this because it just made me laugh, to put it simply.
What?
He could have been the leader of the black market if it wasn't for that kid. It's just so random. Anything that's random, I'm all for. There you go, though. But that's pretty much like half of my stuff. Mullet Mad Jack and Goblin Cleanup are the next ones I will show. And then I think we'll call it there, and anything else we'll cover will be in the live stream later. So, Mullet Mad Jack, I'm all for
On his
this.
head.
He does. I love.
So, Doom on crack.
Yeah. And I love that sort of stuff. No shit, Sherlock. Can you see why I was interested, though? It's just bloodthirsty insanity, and I'm always all for that.
Heck yeah.
So yeah, that's got a demo out, and it's already fully there for release. Goblin Cleanup. Now, Will, you may or may not remember this, but it's basically Viscera Cleanup Detail.
That's what I was thinking.
Except in a
Oh, I
dungeon.
saw this.
Yeah. Well,
Saw
a demo's
this.
officially out. I was playing it last night. It's good fun. And the co-op works already.
Alright, we playing it?
Oh, yeah. Sounds like a hell of a plan.
Oh, I love the top right corner.
Oh, yeah.
Organic remains left.
Oh, yeah. There's a lot of stuff in this.
Oh!
Yeah. It's so simplistic. There's only 3 things you need to use to start with from the seams of things, but it seems like there's going to be so many levels. And honestly, I had a decent blast with it last night, so I highly recommend it. But yeah, demo's out for that now. Now, we've only got to here, leaving us a fair amount because next was the Future Games Show, and that was last night's proper task. So anything moving forwards will be covered later on in the live stream, in betweens and stuff. So I think we'll call that there, if that sounds good to you all.
Yeah, sure. We have a lot more to cover later.
Oh, don't we just? It's been insanity.
He's not even mentioned the other stuff that's gonna happen. It's only just what he's spammed in bloody
Yeah,
Twitter.
there's nothing mentioned regarding the extra stuff or later on during the Xbox stream, the Black Ops stream, because as much as we both hate it, we're probably going to cover it and just laugh at it. Let's be honest. It's
See
most likely.
how short they can make the campaign this time.
Yeah. And then we'll cover the PC gaming show because why not? We're PC gamers. Obviously. But yeah, I think it should be a hell of a night, to be honest, and we should have a really good time with it. So by the time you guys see this, it'll be the day after. But hopefully we've helped cover some news regarding what's going on. And the live stream will be kept up afterwards, so you will be able to see basically everything that's coming forwards afterwards. That's
and to anyone that actually did watch this through and through, let us know the ones you're looking for, the games you're looking forward to most. Because I'd say there's definitely a couple that both me and Rory are looking forward to on that list.
Oh, definitely. A lot of stuff I posted there was just insanity. If you want a full list, every single one that I went through, so the Summer Games Fest, the Wholesome Games, anything like that, they all have their own on their own websites, the actual list of full games that they covered. So feel free to check them out. Anything that you like, go wish list. It shows them that you're interested and have good fun with this. I mean, come on, it's one of the best times in the years for us gamers. We actually get some bloody new stuff. So,
yep.
Without further ado, thank you all for watching. If you have enjoyed, feel free to like, follow, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. And remember to join the Discord server if you'd like to see what's going on and keep up to date with what's happening. Other than that, I think I've covered everything. So thank you all for watching, and we will see you all next time. Bye for now, guys.
Have a good one, guys. See you again.